Most side hustles die because owners treat profit like a paycheck instead of fuel. Sahil Avinja didn't build a massive empire by pocketing his first $1,000. He weaponized every cent through high leverage asset acquisition. If you aren't hitting $10,000 a month, you are likely stuck in the efficiency trap, burning time while your capital sits idle. Here is exactly how to flip your reinvestment strategy to bridge the gap between hobby and business. Digital empires. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let us get into the mechanics of building something that actually lasts. Most people treat side hustle income like a bonus check, something to be spent on a fancy dinner or a new gadget, but that is the fastest way to stay stuck in the same place for years. If you want to grow, you have to treat every dollar of profit like an employee that needs to be put to work. Let us start with the first level, which is all about buying back your time. Think about the tasks you do every week that do not require your unique genius. Maybe it is formatting your blog posts, responding to customer support emails, or manually updating your bookkeeping. If you are doing these things yourself, you are capping your growth at your own hourly output. The moment you have enough profit to pay someone else, you have to do it. This is exactly what my friend Sarah did with her boutique print on demand shop in 09/2020. She was making $500 a month, but she spent 12 hours a week editing graphics. Instead of taking that money, she hired a freelancer on Upwork for $10 an hour. She outsourced the editing, freed up those 12 hours, and used the extra time to launch two new product lines. Within 3 months, her profit jumped from $500 to $2,000 a month. That is a 400% return on her investment of time and capital. The mistake most people make here is thinking they are losing money by paying someone. You are not losing money, you are trading low value labor for high value growth potential. Does that make sense? When you buy back your time, you are essentially purchasing the ability to scale. Start small, hire a virtual assistant for 5 hours a week, and see how much your creative output increases when you are finally free from the grunt work. Now, here is where things get interesting because buying time is great, but buying leverage is where you start to see exponential returns. This is the second level of reinvestment, upgrading your infrastructure. This is about investing in software, hardware, or education that makes your business faster, more efficient, or more profitable. Think about it. If you're a freelance video editor, buying a faster processor or a specialized software plugin like a high end color grading suite isn't an expense. It is a capital investment that allows you to finish projects 30% faster. If you can finish one more project per month because of that hardware, it pays for itself in less than 60 days. A study by the Small Business Administration found that firms that invest in digital infrastructure are 40% more likely to see revenue growth exceeding 20% annually. That is a massive statistic. Stop spending your profits on things that don't compound. A fancy desk is nice, but a high converting landing page tool or paid email marketing automation sequence will make you money while you sleep. That is the definition of leverage. When you invest in your infrastructure, you are building a machine that can handle more volume without breaking a sweat. If you are finding this helpful so far, hit that subscribe button. I drop deep dives on business growth every week, and I would love to have you along for the journey. Plus, the third method I am about to share is the one that really changes the game, and you are not going to want to miss it. Okay, so we have covered buying time and we have covered building infrastructure. Both are essential, but neither will take you from a side hustle to a full time, high revenue operation on its own. To get there, you need the third level of reinvestment. This is what I call asset based acquisition. This is the moment where you stop just working for your money and start owning things that make money for you. Instead of just reinvesting in your own services, you start acquiring digital real estate. I am talking about buying niche newsletters, small Shopify stores, or specialized software tools that already have an audience or a revenue stream. In 022, a creator I know took his $3,000 of monthly side hustle profit and bought a neglected Pinterest affiliate site for $12,000. It was making $200 a month. It sounded like a bad deal at the time, right? But he knew the niche. He spent 3 months optimizing the SEO and updating the broken links. Within 6 months, that same site was pulling in $800 a month. By month 12, it was at $1,200. He essentially bought himself a perpetual paycheck. Once you reach a point where your side hustle profit is consistent, you should be looking for these opportunities constantly. Use platforms like acquire.com or Flippa to see what is out there. Look for businesses that are ugly or poorly managed but have strong underlying traffic or customer loyalty. When you acquire an asset, you are not starting from zero. You are inheriting the foundation and just adding your own expertise to the mix. Let that sink in for a second. Most people try to build a skyscraper starting with a single brick over and over again. But the winners, they buy the finished floors and just focus on adding the penthouse. This is how you create true financial freedom from a side hustle. You are moving away from being a laborer and stepping into the role of an investor. You keep the base business as your primary cash cow, and you use the profits from that cow to buy more cows. It is a compounding loop that eventually makes your initial side hustle look like a drop in the ocean. So let us recap what we just talked about. You start by buying back your time to clear the path for growth. Then you reinvest in infrastructure to build a machine that works harder than you ever could. Finally, you acquire assets that provide passive, recurring income and exponential upside. If you follow this path, you are not just running a side hustle anymore. You are building a portfolio of businesses, and that is where the real money is made. It takes discipline and it takes patience, but it works every single time if you stick to the process. Which one of these three levels are you currently working on? Let me know in the comments below because I actually read them and I want to hear about your progress. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, hit subscribe and share this with a friend who is trying to turn their side hustle into something big. I will be back next week with a video on how to set up your accounting to make these reinvestments tax efficient. See you in the next one.